Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Season 3, Week 9 of the DC Sports Digest. Actually, a pretty busy week in DC Sports this week, so without further ado, let's just get started. Starting with the Nats, we had Josh Bell sign with the Twins, so good luck to him in Minnesota. We also signed a pitcher, Foster Griffin. I'm not totally sure if he'll be a relief pitcher or maybe fight for one of the last starting spots. We'll see what happens, and hopefully he'll make an impact this year. We also had a small prospect swap. We sent Jake Bennett to the Red Sox for Luis Perales. Both pitchers, but we're just kind of getting the younger guy, so I think that's probably smart. Just get younger. We also signed Annie Colombi as our general manager. I didn't really know the terms exactly, but Paul Taboni is the president of baseball operations, and Annie Colombi is our new general manager. So good luck to both of them in their first years in these roles, and hopefully they can start building up this team. That's all I have for the Nats. On the Wizards, they did get a win this week, beating the Pacers, but they lost to the Spurs. Marvin Bagley had a double-double in a big win versus the Pacers, and Alex Sarr had 18 and 24 minutes and a loss to the Spurs. His return was definitely good to see. I think he was hurt at some point, but he's back and obviously looked pretty good. Coming this week, we have games versus the Grizzlies, Spurs, Hornets, and Raptors. I'll be at the Spurs game, and I'll have more info at the end of the video. That's all I have for the Wizards. On the Caps, they lost to the Jets and Wild, but beat the Maple Leafs for a 19-10-4 record and 42 points. They really played terrible against the Jets. Also against the Wild, too. They just couldn't keep up with either team, and they got blown out in both games. But it looked a lot better against the Maple Leafs. Jacob Chikrin had 2, and Logan Thompson got his 8th career shutout win, and 2nd this season versus the Maple Leafs. That was great to see. Lindgren also returned, and Ryan Leonard began practicing, which was great to see because we were really missing him out there in some of these games, especially against like the Jets or the Wild. Coming up this week, we have a home-and-home series versus the Red Wings, and then also a game versus the Rangers. That's all I have for the Caps. On to the Commanders, they got their first win since October, beating the Giants 29-21. I forgot to mention, actually, the Commanders and Wizards both won last Sunday, which is the first time since 2022, which is kind of crazy. I want to mention some standouts. Jalen Lane had his second punt return touchdown of the year, which is great to see. Terry had a solid game, 3 receptions, 69 yards, and a touchdown. Obviously, the 51-yard catch and a touchdown was great to see. Bill had a good game, 96 yards and a touchdown, and he also won Rookie of the Week. So congrats to him. Thanks again to our amazing fans. Mikey had an interception, and Antonio Hamilton filling in. He was starting on the outside. He actually looked really good, taking advantage of the opportunity, and he was someone I could potentially bring back to the depth piece or a special teams player. He looked surprisingly really good. And unfortunately, Noah Brown is hurt again. He's on IR. And Laremy Tunsil is hurt. He's going to be out this week, but not placed on IR. He came back a little bit in that game. Noah Brown has just been so injury prone. Maybe he's played 3 or 4 games this year. I don't know if I would bring him back. But also, we kept the Giants in the game, but we were able to close it out. It was 22-7 at one point. Obviously, they closed it to 29-21. We had a couple of bad turnovers at the end of the game and almost let them come back, but we were able to close out the win, which was great to see. And also, unfortunately, we have shut down Jay Nails for the season. Dan Quinn brought up an interesting point that it's a couple short weeks. Obviously, we're having a Saturday game today versus the Eagles, and then obviously Thursday versus the Cowboys. So he probably wasn't going to be back for either of those, and then it's just one more game left, so you might as well just shut him down. So unfortunately, the season when he played, he was relatively solid. Obviously, maybe not up to last year's standard, but just unfortunately, he hasn't been healthy, which is really derailed this season. But I think he'll be back healthy and ready to compete next season. Like I said, we have a game today versus the Eagles, and then a Christmas game Thursday versus the Cowboys, and then after that we have one more versus the Eagles. But these are our 2 games this week, and hopefully we can look competitive in both of them, is what I'll say. That's all I have for the Commanders. On other DC sports news, not really too much, but DC Power tied Lexington, and their next game is today versus Carolina. On my weekly awards, the game of the week, I'm giving the Wizards beating the Pacers 108-89, a pretty big win for them, which is great to see. My player of the week, Logan Thompson, gained his 2nd shutout of the season, like I said, and 8th career shutout versus the Maple Leafs. And my team week is the Commanders for beating the Giants in their first win since October. Just kind of crazy. And that's all I have in this video. Like I said, I'll be at the Wizards versus Spurs game on tomorrow night. And the game vlog will be coming out some point this week. I'm on my winter break, so I should have plenty of time to get it out middle of next week. So stay tuned for that. And check out the Instagram. Also, we'll probably make a post about this game at some point too, because I always like to show the behind the scenes and stuff like that. Thanks for watching, and like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.